Do you have a child at home that's constantly asking you for new clothes and you just can't keep up with their trends or keep up with their styles and you're just tired of going to different stores, different places to find the same clothes? Hi, my name is Artemirov. Dobry dzień, that means good day in Russia, and I'm here to present to you why there should be a Plato's Closet in Moscow, Russia, because as they say in Plato's Closet, we have great clothes at great prices, or as they say in Russian, у нас есть большие одежду по доступным ценам. Let's begin with our business analysis of Plato's Closet. Plato's Closet is a company that sells gently used and trendy clothing with affordable prices because it is a secondhand store. They buy and sell a variety of items such as clothing, accessories, shoes, mostly American name brands because that is the type of thing that Russians would love to wear. That is the type of market that I'm trying to expand. A couple of photos we have is outside of the Plato's Closet store, a couple of teenagers with Plato's Closet gift cards, and the Plato's Closet women's section where they also have purses, leather handbags, and all other kind of items. The new site location would be in Moscow, Russia. Now, how did I come up with this location? Well, I used market research and I realized that Moscow, Russia is one of the most fastest growing cities in all of Europe and in the entire world. The population is 11 million people, which is a really huge target market that we can expand to. And there are no Plato's Closets in all of Europe. It is a target market that they've been trying to expand, but they haven't gotten anyone that is willing to go with them. And I'm now willing to do that. The business structure of the Plato's Closet would be as follows, me being at the top with the franchisee. I would have an opening and a closing general manager for the store, as they would be the ones to oversee operations at the store, an assistant manager for both of them to help with the store in case it gets a little bit bogged down, and we also have our cashiers, sales and retail people, and our display and inventory people as well. The inventory and display people would be in charge of putting the inventory from the back. They would put it on display into the store so the customers would be able to see it. The cashiers / salespeople would be the ones to sell them the clothes, to buy the prices. They would also be the ones to buy the clothes. They would have to be an expert market person. They would have to know how much shoes cost, how much all of that costs. As for self-analysis of myself, I was born in Russia in 1996. When I moved to America in 2003, I really missed home, but I really loved the clothes in America. When I came back to visit in 2010, I realized there was no real store that sold American clothing at a price that most Russians could afford. And with Plato's Closet, that would be the perfect solution. Let's begin with the product and pricing now of Plato's Closet. And you may be wondering, how do we get the clothes from the customer to the store in the first place? A simple 4-step process is as follows. They bring in their gently used and current style brand clothing and accessories. The certified buyer will review their clothing while the customer can shop at the store. The buyer will make them an offer based on the style, condition, and the current market of it. And you can accept the offer and we'll give you cash or a check on the spot for your items. This also brings up another question of, how do we bring the clothes in the first place? You just got the store, but how do you bring in the clothes in the first place? With Plato's Closet Services, they provide all of that for you. It's all included in the startup fee. They provide you with their clothes, they provide you with jeans, they provide you with all that in their startup costs, which makes them one of the best companies to start up with. And matter of fact, they're the top 10 in the entire world to franchise with, according to Franchise 500. A couple more photos of Plato's Closet. They have Nike and Jordan shoes. Again, all type of American brand clothing that Russians would really love to wear. More girly cute dresses, really cute outfits for the summertime, and the girls section, which has jeans, sunglasses, anything, etc. The product pricing for these items would be, a designer t-shirt would be around $3 to $20. That includes anywhere from Hollister, American Eagle, to other type of American brand clothing that we can sell in Russia. Our closest competitor is Europa exclusive, but because they can no longer sell used clothes, they have to start their t-shirts at $49.99. After taxes, it will be around $55, which, as you will see, it is a really good 60% drop-off from stores, which makes us more available to more people. The designer polos we have are from $10 to $35. That includes, again, American name brands such as Polo Ralph Lauren, USPA, go from around $10 to $35. Europa Exclusive does not have the deal with these companies, so they cannot even sell legally their clothes. The electronics we sell at the store are from $7 to $50. Now, electronics are a bit unusual for any Plato's Closet in America, but because in Russia there's a huge demand for CDs, mixtapes, a lot of old-fashioned electronics, I'm trying to expand this market right there, and that is why I'm trying to make more profit from $7 to $50. The shoes that they sell are Sperry's, Jordans, Nikes, as I've said before, lots of type of clothing that Americans would really love to sell to Russians. It is go from around $15 to $30, and Europa Exclusive does not have a deal with Sperry, so they cannot sell theirs. They do have a deal, however, with Jordans, but they do have to sell them new, and they start at $119.99. So as you can see, even at the high end, Jordan would be $30. That is a 75% savings for any customer, which would entice a lot of customers to come into the store. Now we'll go on to our target market / target area. The surrounding area benefits of Moscow, Russia is, as I've said before, it is the most populated city in all of Russia and one of the most populated in all of Europe. There's a lot of iconic locations nearby. There's a cathedral in downtown. There's downtown Novinsky Boulevard. It's all a really good place to go shop. There's no Plato's Closet, as I've said, in all of Europe, which really is sad because there are a lot of people in the world in Europe, and it's not just America and Canada, which is where they're selling at right now. And there really is a market that we can expand on in all of Europe. A couple of things to know about the target market: they're ages 12 to 24, with college students ideally is what we were looking for because they're the ones who would be able to be making an income and can also spend their money here. But 12 to 18, they might not have a job yet, but their parents would be willing to come into our store as well because of the low prices. Some preteens, college students, like I said before, that's our main target market. Centralized location as well with the Novinsky Boulevard. It has the Lot Hotel, the business center nearby as well. If you look in this photo, you'll see the Lot Hotel, and the Lot Business Center, as you will see down here, is where Plato's Closet will be placed. There's the Moskva River as well, which is another really attractive place to go by and look at around the scenery. The Prasnitsky Children's Park, a lot of famous children have gone there, a lot of famous art galleries there as well, and the U.S. Embassy for anyone coming to U.S. and wanting a taste of the U.S. and Russia. Let's move on now to our promotional plan. I will use personal promotion when I promote Plato's Closet by flyer distribution on the Novinsky Boulevard. The flyer will be written, and it will be written in Russian, as I can communicate with the people, and I can type in Russian so I can easily communicate with people to tell them that this is the Plato's Closet store and this is where you can shop. I will also use word of mouth. As I've said before, I'm fluent in English and Russian, so I can say both languages very well, and that helps me out with communicating with the people there so they can sell a lot more. The social media we will also use is Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and a lot of other places. But that might seem like a little bit of a hassle, right? You have to set it up, you have to start an email, you have to do a password, blah, blah, blah. Well, Plato's Closet does all that for you in their headquarters in Dallas, Texas. They set up an Instagram for you, they set up a Twitter, they set up a Facebook for you as well. And they do all that, they just give you the password, and it's all yours. It's already customized to your brand. They do it where they market research the area, and they also find out the place where you are at, so what type of colors they can like, what type of clothing they would like, and it's already included in the package. We also use non-personal promotion when promoting Plato's Closet. We'll use the Moscow Gazette. There's coupons in the Moscow Gazette. The Moscow Gazette goes out to every single resident of Moscow, and that is 12 million people that we're marketing to. The coupons, is it expensive? No. Coupons are free. Would you believe that? Because the coupons are free in the Moscow Gazette because it is very cheap, and President Putin has now issued a statement where every resident of Moscow should be able to be informed because he has been concerned about how people are not informed about the news and what's going on in the entire city. So now these are free for everybody in the city every weekend. Might seem like a little bit expensive for them, but it's a great promotion for us. We also use Plato's Closet promotional services. As I said before, we will use Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everything that the media would like to come to us. We will also use a billboard on the Novinsky Boulevard. The billboard will have our address, our name, and where we are located, and our phone number. That'll be an easy way to contact them. And also the lettering will be in English and Russian in case there's anybody in Russia that wants to visit the store, and anybody from America or Britain that's going down there and doesn't recognize the Russian language very well and just wants to see it in American writing. It'll be right there for you. Let's move on now to our proposed financing of Plato's Closet. With the projected flow of cash in May through September being the climax because the weather there gets to an optimal peak where it's 70, 77 degrees, very warm weather, very great place for them to walk outside and get it. In November through February, it is an off peak of sales, but only by about 5% because in Russia people have gotten used to the cold weather and it is much more, they're not as much affected by it as other people would be. And because November through February there's lots of fur coats, fur boots, a lot of more expensive stuff that we can sell, which will give us a higher, more pricing as well, and that's why it only drops off by 5%. The projected profit for our first year is a revenue of $1 million, with expenses being around $313,000. Now that includes our rents, that includes our employee wages, that includes advertising, includes all that for $313,000, which gives you a profit of $686,000, which is about 69% income, which seems like a pretty great deal, right? It only gets better with our projected 3-year plan, where that $690,000 profit is up by 8% in the second year I'm projecting, and in the third year it is a 10% projected income, which as you will see increases every single year as we're there. It is only 8%, 10% however, because it is a new location and it will take us a little bit of time to expand on the customers. It will take us a little bit of time for people to come to our store, to get used to the store, to see who's there, to make sure that they want to shop there. But after 2 or 3 years of shopping there, they'll be loyal to us for sure. The capital and repayment plan that we have set up is the startup costs around $233,350. And that covers, as I said before, employee wages, advertising, and the cost of the room itself. After a 10-year interest rate on that $23,000 of 3.129% APR financing, given to us by our local friends at Pinnacle Bank in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, the annual cost would be $24,065. And that might seem like a little bit more after a 10-year. After a 10 total startup repayment plan would be around $240,650. And that might seem like a little bit of a good amount for you to pay. That might seem like a lot. But when you're making a good revenue of over $1 million, which is projected to be increasing by 8 to 10% every single year, exponentially grows, that amount's going to be easily covered. I know there's a lot of places you can choose to shop. I know there's a lot of places where you can go for all your styles and trends, but I hope Plato's Closet is the solution for you. Do you have any questions for me at this time?